So yeah, 2010. Gonna be an interesting one because as I was looking into it, there was one other movie that I wanted to say. It doesn't change for this. I just forgot that this film came out this year. Which does mean when I watch new films that maybe came out. Because there's one film that I know I wanted to see but I haven't seen, so I can't say like, oh, it's the best film that came out in a year, because in my opinion, if I haven't seen the film, I can't say, which is Clash of Titans, which I've heard some mixed things about, but it sounds like really fun for me, like Greek mythology type stuff, but I've heard it's like mediocre, it's not great, but I've always been interested to watch it, so yeah. But the other one was Nanny McPhee, which I do like and I do think is good. The film that I did pick, which is How to Train Your Dragon, I just prefer 10 times more. The other one, and for a while, it's not really, it's going to be a bit of a break for this, so that's going to be a shocker. The last time that I mentioned Saw. It was the 3D one. Do I need to... I think everyone's talked about why the Saw 3D... or Saw the Final Chapter was not the greatest. Because if I'm correct, it's to do with like the producer, the guy who lied. Yeah. Yeah, it's to do with one person's like, oh yeah, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lie that I'm a survivor of a serial killer. Out of all the things that you could lie about, oh, I've been really involved with this sort of like other thing, or even another killer, someone who is still out there, who specifically targets liars, might not be a good idea. And it's like, that's the one thing. There's a couple of traps which I like. There's the triangle one. I like some of the individual traps, but again, definitely one with the racing theme, which is, I think, is really fun. But the one that I want to pick is How to Train Your Dragon. And I need to point out that 15 years later, because it was produced this year, I think, they produced a live action How to Train Your Dragon. Which is on my list for other reasons that I'll talk about when I talk to it, but I do acknowledge that both of them exist. Does it change how I like the original? No. I like it, it's there. Do I like the reboot? Yeah, I loved it. Definitely, when you see some of the shots of like the flying, you still felt it in the original. And I talked about a review of it, where like one of the things that I like is there's some additions that I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Does it need to be? No. There's like some scene of like an earlier boat scene of them going into the like thing, which I don't think was in the original. Which I like. I definitely also, I know there's a bunch of controversies about the reboot, about a certain character being cast a specific way. More specifically of colour, and in my opinion, She did an amazing job as an actor. There was reasons behind it, because they're doing this whole, we came from around the world, different place where Vikings went to come to defeat dragons. I would like to point out that I was very curious about how we're going to do the sequel. I want the sequel. That'll be interesting. But it'll be absolutely interesting. But besides the point, let's go back to the original. So, I watched this when I was younger. This is one of the films that I did watch when I was younger. I wouldn't be surprised that, I don't know if I watched it in 2010 or sort of 2011, 2012. Because most of these above with, actually Coraline was the other one that I probably watched in the year. Actually, I don't think so. I think I watched that in 2010. But I was starting to get into films, I'm like, oh, I watched this on the year I've been in cinemas, or roughly when it came out, and I was able to watch it with other methods. Whilst the others, well, you think a 1-year-old me is able to watch Final Destination. It's just films that came out, not films that I watched in the years. Because if that was the case, I would have no films for, I think, until like 5, because I don't remember. But How to Train Your Dragon is one that I definitely loved. I sort of watched it when I was younger. It was really fun. It was really cool. The idea of it is, obviously there's the book, and I don't know much about it. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I know I've tried to read it, but I haven't. It's just sort of a thing where it's like, oh yeah, this book connects. But yeah, it's really good. I really like it. I definitely like the dragons in this. Obviously, I'm going to say this beforehand, and I'm probably going to say in the years, why not? But I do like How to Train Your Dragon 2 and How to Train Your Dragon 3. I know, another thing, because it's this film, I'm not going to include the 2 TV series as connected to that, even though the lore's kind of weird. I think this is continuity error where like the dragon that no, wait. Where the kids, I'm trying to think of the name, but I just blanked. The kid's dad, dragon, changes from TV show to the second movie. It's not too much. You can assume he might have 2 dragons. I don't know. I think it's different. But you can either say if either the dragon died or he got a second one. I don't know. But I'm not going to talk about either one of those in this because it's sort of the best film from each year. I'm also not going to talk about the actually, I might talk about that because there was a small movie of like a Christmas special. I don't know if that counts. I think it does because it's sort of a movie special. But I'm also not going to talk about the modern TV series because I haven't seen any of it. And I don't know where to watch it. I do want to watch it. I know people say it's bad, but I like How to Train Your Dragon. I want to watch it anyway. Because I'm interested. But I am going to talk about 2 and 3 when it came out. I didn't put in any of the future years. And this is another one that, from Craig Nor Craig, he also put in this same year. So yeah. But I hope you enjoy and good night.